Yo, shalom, shalom. Happy preparation day. Grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. I pray everybody's doing all right. I pray everybody's glad that the Sabbath day is upon us. And I pray everybody is happy that they're going to get to hear the word of the Lord. Like I said, today we are going into Psalm chapter 49. We're going to continue to give the understanding of the book of Psalm, give people the intended meaning, because a lot of people's meaning, a lot of people's conclusions they arrived after reading the book of Psalms is a bunch of garbage that you only going to get from Christianity that God did not never sanction. So we're going to dive on into it. Let's go ahead and get to let's go ahead and give shout outs to who's in. Let me see. Sarah, I see you in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Grace and peace be with you. I pray everything is okay. And if everybody's getting stuff prepared for Sabbath, I'll praise the Most High. Get everything set up so we can enjoy tomorrow's Sabbath. Let's go to Mark chapter 14, verse 3, and we'll start from there. Mark chapter 14, verse 3, and being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves, and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence, and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for memorial of her. So whenever we bring out the true gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel that is spoken to the 12 tribes of Israel, the gospel that was given to only one nation of people, one race of people, the people that came out of Egypt, the people that God delivered, the sons and daughters of the Most High God who are descended from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those people who are currently in the state of oppression, those people that were brought on slavery, on slave ships into slavery, and are still going through troubles because they transgress against the commandments of God. The people that God is demanding return to him. And if they don't return to him, he will pay them back with a great slaughter and an eternal punishment that they cannot imagine. Whenever we preach the gospel, this gospel, to those people we know are black today, then we are going to remember the woman that put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, Jesus the Christ. Let's get ready to get this started. Psalm chapter 49, verse 1. Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world. So now the Lord is saying, hey, listen to what I got to say. Hear my words, digest my words, understand them, and believe them. He's saying, hear all of us. And he says, all ye inhabitants of the world. Why is he saying that? Because he's speaking to us, specifically to us, but we are scattered all over the world. So all you inhabitants, all this ye people. Who's the ye people? Our people, my people, not you people. Well, actually, according to those people, it'd be you people, because you people is our people, the children of God, the descendants of Jacob. Hear this word. Verse 2, both low and high, rich and poor together. So when he's talking about all the people of the world, he's saying, no matter what position you in, you better listen to what I got to say, because no matter what position you in, rich, poor, strong, weak, you are subject to me. You can never be on my level. God is saying, hey, everybody hear this. I'm over you, and you better understand what I'm saying, because I will put you where I want to put you. I can make you rich. I can make you poor. I can make you frail, or I can make you massive. Regardless of that, I am God. I'm the one in power. That's what he's letting you know. Hey, everybody better listen to what I got to say. And if you are wise, you will do that. Because again, no matter what, no matter how strong you are, how wise you are, how great you think you are tiny. You are an ant in the comparison of the Most High. Matter of fact, watch this. We'll read 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25. By the way, I see you just joining. Christina, how you doing? Grace and peace be with you. Happy prep day. Good morning. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men. So even God and his foolishness, what we would call his stupidity, what we think is, oh, God doesn't understand this. Nah, even in God's lack of understanding, God understands way more than we can on a immense level, way higher than us. Okay. The foolishness of God is wiser than man. And the weakness of God is stronger than men. In God's weakest day, he is stronger than us on our strongest day. So we can never compare to the power of the Almighty. Okay. So again, when he says, hear ye inhabitants, all ye people, both low and high, rich and poor together, no matter who you are, where you are still small and minuscule in the sight of the Most High. All right. Verse 3, my mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. Well, again, the words of the Most High, which Christ is going to speak the same things, because Christ is speaking these words. He said, hey, my mouth shall speak of wisdom. So whatever I got to say is going to be something that will improve your life. It's going to be a beautiful symphony in your ears, and you're just going to improve your life on all levels. And he said, and my heart shall be of understanding, because in my mind, I'm going to get it. I'm going to comprehend the world around me. Verse 4, I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. So again, he said, he's going to open my ear. I'm going to listen to this dark saying. I'm going to hear out what someone might see as a mystery. Verse 5, wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? Now he says, now shall I be afraid when things are tough? Shall I be afraid? Verse 6, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. So again, can someone actually think they can change their lives or change their situation by actually having riches? When I'm talking about change the situation, deliver somebody, rescue somebody. Hey, what's going on? World of Game and Life, grace and peace be with you. Good morning, happy preparation day. Hopefully you're getting ready for the Sabbath. Hopefully getting ready to celebrate the Sabbath. All right. And he says, wherefore should I hear of the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heel shall compass about me? And they that trust in their wealth. See, we can't trust in our wealth. We can gain wealth. We can be in a comfortable position because of our wealth, but our wealth will not make us right with God. Only things that will make us right with God is our character, the inner man, how we live our life on a day-to-day basis, because the inner man is going to lead to the actions that's going to produce the fruit in your life. Sorry about that. Let's read on. Oh, by the way, hey, appreciate you. Yes. Thank you for hoping I'm good too. Yeah, I'm thinking you said hope instead of hoop. I don't know if you can get buckets or not, but yeah. Dang. I've been good all morning. Ain't been coughing. Now I won't start coughing when the class get here. Boy, that's how I do. Verse 7. None of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. Now, when the scripture says you can't give a ransom to God, what it's saying is you can't pay him off to rescue somebody that has been is in the crosshairs of the Most High. The Most High decides the person's mercy is up. If the Most High decides I'm going to take them out, they wicked, I'm done with them, then you can't be like, here, God, here's some money. God created the money. You know what I'm saying? Why does he need that? Here, God, here's some resources. Here's some lumber. Here's some wood. God's like, I made the trees. Here, God, here's some diamonds and emeralds. God's like, again, I made those. Why do I need something I made back from you? When I made you too. Nah, that's not what's going to. I require you to love me. I require you to respect me, to follow me. So you can't do that. And guess what? If you respect and follow God, somebody that God is going to take out, somebody that God decides, hey, they have transgressed against me, they hate me, and I'm going to recompense them with either take their spirit away from them or I'm gonna take their life from them. If God decides that, ain't nothing you can do. As a matter of fact, you should be actually cheering on God for whatever he decides. If God makes that decision in all of his immense wisdom and understanding and intelligence, then he has the right idea. So you need to be cheering God on for whatever he decides to do. God says, I need to do this, and you know it's the right decision, because God had to reach that conclusion. And again, in all his infinite wisdom and understanding, he knows that's the best thing. So you better be in agreement with it. Not only in agreement with it, but you better cheer it on. You better be like, Hess, good job, God. I'm glad you did what you did. That's what happens when you truly love the Most High. When you truly accept the Most High's judgment, you're going to back up all his decisions. You're not going to try to redeem someone that God doesn't want redeemed. If God wants them locked up, if God wants them to be held captive, then it's a good reason he has that. And you better be proud of it, better appreciate it. All right, let's read on. Verse 8, for the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. Now, again, we know that some people, he says they'll live forever, not see corruption, meaning they're going to hold on to the Most High's commandments, his laws, his direction, his path in life. Going to believe in it. Their redemption will be forever. Verse 10, for he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person, and leave their wealth to others. Now, I want y'all to understand this. Hold on. Let's go ahead and kind of unpack this a little bit. He says he sees the wise men die, likewise a fool and a brutish person. So he says, hey, person is person is not intelligent, that's unwise, the person is evil, you know what I'm saying? And then the person is good that actually has a lot of wealth to give mentally. I'm talking about generational mental wealth, generational wisdom. They're all going to die. They're going to perish. They're not going to be here anymore. All right. And then he says, and leave their wealth to others. Well, let's go ahead and think about this. Of course, we know we can leave physical wealth, but if you got a foolish person, you got an unwise person, you got somebody that's sottish, that ain't got no sense. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna leave their wealth of stupidity on their children. They're gonna pass it down. That's why they have generational curses, because you have people that pine away in the iniquities of their mothers and fathers. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Leviticus chapter 26, verse, I think it's 39. All right, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 39. Yep. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemy's land. So in the place that you were taken into slavery, you're going to continue to live a life of sin that you've learned. How they learn it? Let's read on. And also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. When you pine away, you're wasting away. You're getting worse. So if your father was a heroin addict, you're gonna be a heroin addict. Then pass down your heroin addiction to your son if you continue on that way, if you don't repent. So that's why he's talking about you'll leave your wealth to others. You'll leave your wealth of wisdom or your wealth of foolishness. Either way, you're going to leave something to your children. So what you want to do is be the best man or woman that you can be. If you are not trying to do that, then guess what? It's going to be a bad setup for your family. Your legacy is going to be tarnished. It's going to be horrible. That's why you want to have a good name. Now, a good name does not always mean with everybody, because the majority of people, if you are righteous, majority of people will hate you. Majority of people will persecute you. Most people hated Christ. But guess what? He had a great name. At the end of the day, his name is so great that when you say, what year is it? You have to think about Jesus Christ, because everything before the years we count was called BC, before Christ. Christ changed the world so much they had to be like, all right, this was life. This was how everything was going before Christ. Once Christ came on the scene, everything changed before Christ. Hey, I'm telling you, that's the legacy he left. So what an amazing man. And that's why I want to be like that dude, because I want to leave an amazing legacy like him. I want to be that man that's not remembered for, vain things like, oh yeah, this guy was so tall, or this guy had, he had a lot of woolly hair, or this guy was, remember me for my character. Remember me for being the best man I could be. Remember me for loving all those people around me, for trying to take care of them, for trying to guide them. That's what I'm going to be remembered for. I want to be remembered for being like my Messiah, Jesus the Christ. Let's read on. Psalm chapter 49, verse 12. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. I'm sorry. I skipped. My bad. Let's jump down to verse 11. I missed 11. Going back into the wicked, leaving their wealth of wickedness to people, leaving their foolishness, passing down their stupid behaviors, passing down their what's that? If you got teenage mothers, guess what? They're gonna pass teenage motherhood down to their child. You got crackhead fathers, they pass their crackheadness down to their sons. If you got whoremongers, murderers, you're gonna pass down that murdering spirit to your sons. You got a hateful, jealous man. Guess what? He's going to be hateful and jealous and envious of his brother, because he learned it from his granddaddy, his daddy, his uncles, all of them. They pass down their wealth of foolishness, their wealth of wickedness. They pass down a mindset that is dangerous and destructive to their own people, their own families. And that's why people can never get out of the gutter, because we don't ever look up and say, hey, you know what? Everything the people before me done was foolish. And that's why it says Leviticus 26 and I think 40 and 41. It says if they confess the iniquities and the iniquities of their fathers, if they actually come to the realization that the people that came before them was foolish, they come to that realization, then they can change everything. They can actually be like, nah, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna set a new standard. I'm going to break the generational curses. See, that's what that takes. When you love the Most High, you like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be different. I got to make this thing different. Watch this. I'm going to show you what I mean when I'm talking about breaking generational curses. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 22, verse 9, or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 22, verse 9. Ecclesiasticus chapter 22, verse 9. If children live honestly and have wherewithal, they shall cover the baseness of their parents. When it says they live honestly, if they live in the truth, if you live in the truth, you live a life of good character, you live a life of righteousness, you are holy. If you are that holy man or woman, you're gonna, people aren't even gonna know that your parents are idiots. They're gonna think, they're gonna believe that your parents must have been good people. Like, man, this person came out amazing. People won't even realize how terrible or wicked or foolish your mom and daddy was, or your great granny and granddad, great granny, grandfathers, aunts, uncle, all of them. They ain't gonna realize that. Why? Because as the children live honestly and have wherewithal, they'll cover up the baseness. When you're base, people used to say this a lot in the black community. They would say that's a basic B, you know what I'm saying, or a basic dude. When they say you basic, they saying you regular, you're at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? You're nothing. Well, wherewithal. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna read the definition of wherewithal. Um, because you can have wherewithal. There's two different definitions. I want to make sure I got this. Okay, yeah. All right. It says means and resources. Now, a lot of times in the scriptures, when we talk about means and resources, we're talking about the resources of wisdom and understanding. You know, intelligence, ability. So they can have ability, or like I said, resources, ability, a wealth of understanding. So if a child lives honestly and they actually have came up and actually done something, they're going to cover up the foolishness, the silliness, the bad behavior. They're going to carry up the bad people that were before them. So that's what happens. And people won't even realize it. They'll forget how bad them parents were. They won't even recognize. They won't even know. It says, "Oh, cover up the baseness," because that child is so great, so amazing. Psalm chapter 49, verse 13. Not 12, I'm sorry, 11. Psalm 49:11. Their inward thought. This is the people that are brutish, you know what I'm saying? The foolish people that think they're going to leave their wealth to others, their wealth of foolishness. And of course, they can leave money too. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So these people, what do? They spread. Some of them actually find ways to actually gain a lot of resources to get money, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna live on forever. My children gonna live on forever." Well, God says, He says, "Don't delight in the multiplying of ungodly sons, because all you're doing is creating more people for God to destroy when time comes. You're giving God more work. That's all God. Yeah. Go ahead, make all these people that come from you that act like you and think like you. All you're doing is just giving me more target practice. I got more people to shoot my arrows at. Guys, like, I got more people to swing my sword at. That's all you're doing. So you think you're going to continue on forever. But the thing is, when God says it's time, when He's going to set up that judgment day, guess what He's going to do? He's going to end their time. And ain't going to be no lands continuing forever. Your houses, which means your property and your inheritance. Ain't going to be no more inheritance. You're going to be gone. It's going to wipe you and the memory of you out, because the memory of you is nothing but a memory, or the memory of foolishness. That's another word. I want it, but I can't get it. Sorry. I need a thesaurus at the moment. Anyways, verse 12. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. Now it says man abiding in honor, meaning a man living within a system of character. He's honorable. He has integrity. He has love. It says he abideth not. He's like the beast that perish. This great man, this amazing man, he's gone. You know, you don't replace him. Why? Because a lot of people hate righteousness. They hate good. People love the evil and hate the good. That's why we talk about the world being upside down. That's why it's important to build a society of people that actually do appreciate righteousness and holiness, because you don't have those people often. Those people come, they're very few. I'll put it like that. Scriptures talk about 144,000 leaders, men of the nation of Israel. That is not a whole lot of people. And of course, it has to be counted across time. So regardless of that, there are not many. If you get one of those 144,000, you better cherish and appreciate that, because not many of those people come around. Not many people, many of those people are born. Not many of those people exist and are breathing air at this moment. All right, let's read on. Verse 13. This is their way. This is their folly. Yet their posterity approve their sayings. Now, it says talking about their posterity. Hold on, I'm gonna get the definition really quick, because I want to make sure I don't want to say what posterity is if I get the word wrong. I think posterity. Yep. Okay, they're descendants. They're posterity. They're descendants. Okay. And means the people that were born of him, their children will be like, oh yeah, 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 they good, they right. They just gonna go with their parents, they wicked parents, and you know what I'm saying, they're gonna believe that everything's right because they have people co-signing them. The people that are coming from them, their descendants, and they're gonna approve it. Also, their descendants are gonna act like them. Verse 14, like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. So he says their beauty shall consume. Because guess what? We also understand Christ talking about man's wealth. He can have many garments. Moths, they eat the garments. It will corrode. It will go away. Everything is biodegradable. Everything breaks down. So something as simple as what we think is resources, our resources can go away. Our homes can be overthrown. They can over time, they can burn up one day, or they can just eventually decay. They're not gonna it's not gonna stand forever. Only thing that's gonna stand forever is God's kingdom. But he says, like sheep they're laid in the grave, death shall feed them, the upright shall have dominion over them. In the morning is when we'll have joy. In the morning is when the darkness is past. See, right now we're living in darkness. It is night. We are in the midst of our suffering, our pain. Although we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil. Well, guess what? We're in the valley of the shadow of death. We're in captivity. We're in our suffering time. We're going through it. But you know what? The Lord's like, that's cool, because the beauty of the wicked is going to consume away. All of their resources consume away. All the upright, all those people that love the Most High, yeah, they're going to be straight. They're going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Death won't feed on them. That's why it says the upright shall have dominion over them. They're going to be ruling there. And I say there, I pray that I'm in the there. I want to be the we. I want to be in the upright. I'm trying to strive to be the best man I can be. So that way I can have dominion over, the Lord's heritage. And I'm talking about the dominion. The dominion I want is to continue to promote the righteousness of God. See, that's what we're trying to do. You're trying to promote the righteousness of God, because there's nothing else that's more important in your life. All right, let's read on. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Well, we know that happened to our Messiah, Jesus the Christ. He redeemed the soul. He brought us up out of sin, out of wickedness, and he brought us back to life. And that's the symbolism. It's a word I want. The symbolic nature of Jesus Christ's death, burial, and resurrection. See, our sinful lives, we died to our old man, and then we buried that old man, and then we resurrected a new man, a man that was righteous, a woman that loved the Most High, a woman that lived and followed God's heart. All right, verse 16. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. It says, hey, don't worry about it. Don't be troubled. Verse 17. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. And that says the glory of that person. It says, don't be afraid, because the one that's made rich. Scriptures talk about when the wicked and power, the righteous mourn. But it says matter of fact, let me read it. Because it says, don't be troubled. It's telling you for a reason. All right, let's go to Proverbs 30. I think that's where it is. Proverbs chapter 30. Or is it 29? It's been a while since I read it. And 29. Proverbs chapter, I was looking at 30 and 2, it's 29. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So you rejoice when the righteous actually gain a lot of wealth, and they're in power, and they're famous, and they're respected. You love that. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So we normally will mourn when they rule, right? But you know what God's telling us? Verse 16, be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. So yeah, he's going to be gone. Don't worry about it. Now, of course, we know that the wicked can be in authority. They can increase, and they can put more of their degenerate seed out in the planet. But he said, hey, you ain't got to worry about it, because when my time is here, when I set up my kingdom, they're going to be gone anyway. Verse 18, though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. See, these people, they're never going to understand what's good and what's evil. They're never going to. They will not live with the light forever, because in Revelation 22, it talks about the light of the Lord will endure forever. No, Revelation 21 says the light of the Lord will fill up the whole earth. Verse 20, man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beasts that perish. See, a man that is respected and put on a high level and does not understand, he says, understandeth not, meaning does not follow the ways of the Lord, is not given the wisdom, is not given the spirit of God. He says it's like the beast that perish. It's like an animal that dies and they're just gone. It is. They just go into the grave. It's different for ones that actually have the word of the Lord, have the understanding in them, because the word of the Lord endures forever. If the word of the Lord endures forever and the word of the Lord is in them, they're going to endure forever, just like Jesus Christ is. Jesus Christ is going to sit on that throne of the Most High. He lives now, but he's going to live and rule this planet forever and ever. And that's the world that we all should be looking for. So pray y'all gain some understanding and wisdom from this lesson. Enjoy the rest of y'all's preparation day. Continue to get everything set up. And like I said, Lord's will, if everything goes well, see y'all tomorrow for the Sabbath, if it be the Lord's will. Have a good one. Hey, I see you, Brother DeCurry, just now getting in. But yeah, we just now about to close out. But other than that, hey, y'all have a good day. Grace and peace be unto the 12. Love y'all, Israel.